All right, welcome. Today, we're going to break down something absolutely critical for anyone involved in global trade. I'm talking about the huge changes coming to the Harmonized System, or HS, in 2028. And look, I know that sounds far away, but this isn't some deal with it later kind of thing. This is a briefing you need to hear right now. So let's just dive right in. So let me just start with a really direct question for you. When you're in your strategic planning meetings, how much time are you actually spending thinking about customs and trade compliance for the year 2028? For a lot of folks, the answer is probably not much, right? It just feels so far away. But here's the thing, it absolutely should be on your radar. Because while the changes don't officially go live until 2028, the starting gun for all of this has already fired. The process that is literally going to redefine how your products are classified around the world, it's happening as we speak. So over the next few minutes, we're going to walk through 5 key areas to get you completely up to speed. We'll look at why this is all happening now, what's really driving these changes, which industries are going to feel this the most, what the official timeline looks like, and, maybe most importantly, what you can actually start doing about it today. Okay, so first up, let's really hammer home that sense of urgency. I want you to stop thinking of this as some future problem. It's a current event. The key document that lays out the entire scope of these changes, well, it's already out there. And that key document is the World Customs Organization's Article 16 recommendation. Now, don't let the name fool you and make no mistake. This is not just some boring bureaucratic step. For your business, this is the official trigger. This is the signal that you need to start your impact analysis, like yesterday. And the scale of this update, it's just massive. We are talking about 299, that's 299 distinct sets of amendments. This isn't a minor tune-up, it's a complete and comprehensive overhaul of the system that, let's be honest, underpins all of global trade. And if we break that down a bit, the whole package includes 105 specific proposals just to change the classification codes themselves. On top of that, you've got crucial amendments to the explanatory notes, the rules that tell you how to interpret those codes. It's a really deep and technically complex update. So you might be asking, why? Why is this massive update even happening? Well, it's definitely not about just renumbering things for the fun of it. These changes are being driven by huge shifts in technology, in society, and in the global economy itself. Let's take a look at the strategy behind it all. So the World Customs Organization has 5 really clear goals here. First, they're adapting the code to new technologies. Think drones and e-bikes. They're also tackling major environmental concerns, like plastic waste. They're trying to simplify the whole system by getting rid of codes for goods that are barely traded anymore. And then there are technical improvements, like better language alignment, and a really big one, making it easier to fight fraud. The main takeaway here is that none of this is random. Every single change has a very specific purpose. Okay, this brings us to probably the most important question for you and your business. Are you in the impact zone? So let's get specific. Let's look at the sectors that are really front and center in this big update. First off, the environment and what we call the circular economy. There's a huge focus on waste streams, things like plastics, rubber powders from old tires, you name it. The codes are being sharpened to track these materials way better. And to give you a sense of just how detailed this gets, there are even going to be new specific codes for equipment like those reverse vending machines you see for recycling bottles. Next up, public health. The global pandemic really shined a light on the need for better tracking of medical supplies. And as a result, HS 2028 is bringing in more refined codes for things like vaccines and other health-related goods. This means companies in this space are going to have to be way more precise in how they describe their products. Now, for food and agriculture, the spotlight is really on products that kind of blur the line between food and medicine. Think about things like food supplements or fortification mixes. These categories, they're facing a lot more scrutiny, and that could actually lead to them being completely reclassified, which could change everything from tariffs to regulations. And of course, we have to talk about technology. The harmonized system is finally playing catch-up with innovation. We're seeing new and revised codes for, well, everything from e-bikes and drones to semiconductors and even those little cleaning robots. For any company in tech, you've got to pay attention because these changes can directly hit your duty rates at the national level. Okay, so now that you know the what and the why, let's get into the when. Understanding the official timeline is so important because it just reinforces that sense of urgency we talked about at the very beginning. Just look at these dates. The final recommendation is set to be locked in by March 2025. Then, formal adoption happens just a few months later. The clock is officially and very loudly ticking toward that go-live date of January 1st, 2028. The big decisions that are going to impact your business are literally being finalized as we speak. Right. We've covered the problem, the context, and the timeline. Let's finish up with the most practical part of all this, your action plan. This is where we turn all this information into concrete first steps for your business. Here are 4 totally manageable steps you can take right now. First, start building a detailed product inventory with all your current HS codes. Second, use those sectors we just talked about to flag your high-risk products. Third, get ready to keep an eye out for the official correlation tables that will map the old codes to the new ones. And finally, number 4, start planning how you're going to align your master data across all of your systems for that 2028 cutover. And please remember this crucial piece of advice. You don't need to go out and reclassify your entire product catalog tomorrow. That's not the goal. The smart move is to start with targeted scoping. Just focus on your high-risk areas first. It's all about working smarter, not just harder. So, I'll leave you with this thought. The new codes are coming. That is a certainty. There's no question about it. The only question is, will your systems, your processes, and your master data be ready when they get here? The time to make sure that answer is a confident yes is right now.